Does this sound familiar? You go to work and you listen to podcasts and music all day long. Then you come home and you just want to unwind a little bit. So you lie down on the couch and you start playing with your phone. Even in the evening, right before you go to sleep, you're watching YouTube clips. And right before you fall asleep, you close your eyes and you realize, wait a second, I have spent my entire day with my phone. This is pretty much how I have felt for a while now, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who can relate to that kind of pattern. I pretty much noticed that I'm using my phone probably too much, but I never really was sure how much I'm actually using it. I didn't really track it, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure I wanted to know how many hours a day I'm spending on my phone. But eventually I realized that if I actively want to limit my screen time, if I really want to make a change in my behavior, then probably I should start with finding out how much time I do spend on my phone. And conveniently enough, nowadays all big phone companies offer an app called Screen Time that comes pre-installed on the phone. Now I for one have an iPhone 8, so for me it looks like that, but if you have a Samsung, there's a similar function for you as well. And if you know how to use the screen time function well, then it can help you overcome your phone addiction. So the first thing you do is that you activate that function on your phone, then let it collect data for about a week before you go back and look at the data to see how much you have actually used your phone. This is already very useful information because it shows you how much you have used your phone on any given day in the last 7 days. It breaks down for you which categories of apps you use the most. It shows you which specific apps you spend the most time on, and so on and so forth. So with that data, you can really tackle your phone addiction the best way possible. Here are the 3 quick steps that I have used to overcome my phone addiction, and I believe will be helpful for many other people out there as well. Number 1, make your phone shut down during certain periods of time. I myself have decided that I will shut down my phone between 11 p.m. and 8:30 a.m. the next day. Even though that is a very modest limit because most of that time I'm sleeping anyway, it still enforces certain rules. For example, it forces me to not use my phone right before I go to sleep. Instead, I know that my phone time is up at 11 p.m. and that from 11 to whenever I choose to go to bed, I will have to do something else. Also, once I wake up, I know that I cannot pick up my phone right away. Instead, I have to wait until 8:30, and usually by that time I have had breakfast, I have showered, I'm already at work, so then I'm doing other stuff anyway. Hence, no time to waste on my phone. Step number 2 that I recommend is that you then limit the time you spend on your most frequently used apps. Everybody has their favorite apps, their favorite ways to waste a little bit of time here and there, and this time adds up. For me, that is definitely YouTube. As you can see here, I'm spending hours every single week just watching YouTube clips. So probably the best way for me to limit my overall screen time is to limit the time that I spend on YouTube. And the way to go about it is that you simply set yourself a limit for each day how many minutes you can spend on that particular app. You can even start quite generously and, for example, set the timer to 30 minutes a day and then slowly decrease the amount that you spend on that app for each week. And then step number 3 is the most intuitive but also hardest to follow advice. Actually follow the limits that you set for yourself. It can be very tempting to set all those limits and have all these great intentions, but when it comes down to it, you simply ignore the time limits that you set for yourself. And that is rather easy to do, especially if you don't have anyone controlling you. So if you are like me and you don't actually trust yourself with following through, then really treat yourself like an addict. Treat yourself like somebody who is no longer in control of your own impulses, and let somebody else set a code for your time limits. This could be a friend, a partner, somebody in your family, somebody who will be in charge of your screen time so that you can circumvent your own time limits. And yes, of course, that seems kind of childish and maybe a little bit over the top, but it is the safest way to make sure that you follow your own set guidelines. I think anyone who genuinely wants to make a change in their lives and does so by following these 3 quick steps that I outlined here on how to use the screen time function can really see a difference in their behavior. I for one can honestly say that while I'm still using my phone because it's such a big part of our everyday life, I do like having some rules around my usage. And I do enjoy the freedom that comes with it. For example, the freedom to know that I will go to bed now and I won't look at my phone no matter what. The freedom of knowing that after half an hour of YouTube, I am done for today. All these rules, all these limits actually provide freedom to do other things and not constantly have your phone on your mind. So go ahead, try it out for yourself. Let me know in the comments down below how it worked out for you, if you actually saw a positive impact on your screen time or what other experiences you made with it. Hope you liked this video and I will see you in the next one.